Welcome. Today is Thursday. On Monday is Ganesha Chaturthi, which is the celebration of Ganesha. And Ganesha represents the removal of obstacles. So I like to talk today about the obstacles on your yoga journey and what to do. Okay? So there are many types of obstacles possible. Okay? But there's some physical obstacles, mental obstacles, and also environmental obstacles. Because the journey of yoga is a long journey. It's something that you have to carry on. And then slowly, you add more knowledge, more wisdom, more clarity, more prana, more energy, and more focus, and less distractions, less negativities, then you are improving on your journey. So it takes some time. Okay? So now just note some of the possible obstacles. The number one is if you keep changing location, called aimless wandering. Some people that cannot stay still for a period of time. They keep changing home, changing work, changing country, constantly moving. So this is an obstacle called aimless wandering. So for you, in order for you to improve in meditation, it is important that you, especially if you are a beginner, it's important that you stick to the same location. The same meditation room, the same method of meditation, the same teacher, the same mantra, the same environment. So it's important that you minimize the distractions. Okay? Until you find yourself strong. What means to be strong is when you keep the same steady mind, positive mind, when the conditions change. So you know you are influenced very much so by the environment, by people, thoughts around. So Swami Sivananda talked about stay put for 6, 7 years, 12 years. He said like that. Because you are not seeking anymore the happiness or the satisfaction that come from outside. You understand that the truth and the happiness is within. So therefore, if you find a good place, just stick to it and work on yourself. Instead of keep looking for a better place, a better condition. Okay? So that's the first obstacle. Of course, the obstacle also comes from cessation of practice. Because when you change location, or even you don't change location, you might be very bored of your practice, and then you stop. So that is another big obstacle. So Swami Vishnudevanji said, you knowing the nature of the mind won't change, so you have to give a little change to the mind, but not a big change. A big change will be stop. I learn dancing. All of a sudden, I don't do yoga meditation anymore. I go to learn tango. This is a big change. The mind kicks you. So you don't have to do big change like this. But knowing the nature of the mind, you change a little bit. And sometimes you do meditation walk. Sometimes you change your altar, you make it nice. You change your meditation room, you repaint it. You change your new meditation shawl. The mind just needs some change. So this is the trick. You don't need to have, the mind doesn't care, big change or small change, but you need to give it some change. That's all. And it's okay. So you can modify your practice a lot or small or this, that, a little bit, but do not cease. Okay? Because once you cease, it's very difficult to start again. Another important practice is health and diet. So very important for you to prevent disease and to eat a regular, moderate, good food, diet. Because if you are sick, if you fall sick, then you lose the prana and you cannot really do yoga or meditate. Okay? So it's important to live a moderate life, not too much of this, not too much of that. Because when you are imbalanced, when your lifestyle is imbalanced, for example, you stay up very late, or you overeat, or you oversleep, or you overparty, or you overwork, all this will impact your health. The other obstacles is laziness and sleep. So Swami Vishnudevanji say for most people, sleep is a psychological need. Okay? But you can, for the sake of yoga, meditation, you need to be awake. Because only when you are awake, you can be aware. Okay? So try to moderate your time of sleep, not sleeping too much, and be regular in your routine of sleep. Certain time go to bed, certain time wake up, have a daily routine. Okay? And he said even during your meditation, if you are falling asleep, some people just sit down to meditate and they fall asleep. Then he said to get up and go and take a shower or drink water or move so you can get out of that mood. Because it can become a habit that you sit in meditation and you sleep. You sit in meditation and you sleep. So it can become a habit. Okay? Then you need to counteract that. A big obstacle is called complications in daily life. What that means? That means life changes. You don't want to move, but now your lease, changes, and then you have to move. Your job change schedule. All of a sudden, you don't have the same time anymore. Or your mother come and visit you, and you don't have a room for her to stay. So you let her stay in your meditation room. Oh, she likes the energy there, so she doesn't want to go. And you lose your meditation room. What to say? Complication daily life. Anything can happen. So then at that time, what do you do? You stop meditating, or what do you do? So it is said that you have to struggle. Okay? When things are difficult, you have to struggle, but don't give up. Know that the obstacle is a stepping stone to success. That means the more things are difficult, the stronger you become. But don't give up. You have to be creative to find ways how to counteract whatever the distraction or the problem that occur in life. So you need to have an idea of your ideal condition for you to practice. Same place, same time, same routine, everything perfect, but things change. So you need to be able to adapt to it. Another obstacle is called useless conversation. Useless conversation is when you spend a lot of energy chit-chatting, backbiting, talking, because we talk a lot. We like to talk because if we don't talk, we don't feel alive. So you need to reduce for a person that want to turn inward, lead a yoga life. You want to reduce as much as possible the loss of prana, because when we talk a lot, you lose prana. Okay? So talk when necessary, communicate when necessary, but not over talking. Okay. So the teacher wants that if you are of intellectual nature, then you like to discuss. So you just go meet somebody and discuss back and forth. What is the nature of God? What is the nature of truth? And then you just talk. But he say, these are not helpful. You lose a lot of energy because the transcendental truth goes beyond the intellect, the reach of reason. So it's better that you keep focusing within, and then from your own practice, you find the truth. But not try to compare all the time, talking, discussing. And the other thing that he wants is a fault-finding habit. What that means? That means that you all the time look at other people, habits, weaknesses, and then you try to find fault with them. You talk about them, or you think about them. You think about their weakness. So it doesn't help them, doesn't help you. And he said to focus on your own practice and pray for people, but don't get involved. Know that everyone is struggling. Their life is difficult. They are struggling. You might not know it. So just be in general, thinking positively about people, and don't think about them negatively. Abstain from that. Focus on improving yourself first. Okay? Self-justification is another obstacle, because the process of yoga and meditation implies that you need to check your mind tendency and try to change it. But your mind, most of the time, resist. Resist the um, the suggestion to improve or to change. So with justification, who knows, if you don't meditate or you don't come to meditation, then you say, oh, I have back pain, or today is too cold, today is too hot, whatever justification. If you have the tendency to over criticize and be angry at people, then you justify, this is for I need to show example, because it's adharmic, it's against the dharma, and I cannot allow this to happen. So you justify. This is called justifying. Or you think that you are, you justify your anger by saying that they deserve it for them to wake up, and they need to be shocked or something like this. Your mind is very clever. So you don't look within, you don't see yourself weakness, but you try to justify. Okay, so this is a detrimental habit. And very important is if you don't have teacher, there's an obstacle. Teacher means the one that is anchored in the practice, that is completely convinced of the nature of truth and the nature of illusion, that understand the pitfalls on the path to find clarity and find truth. Then if you are in company with the teachers, then most likely your mind also will wake up and will know how to discriminate. How to know what is right and what is wrong. And you would imbibe some good habit. But if you don't have a teacher, then you have just your family who doesn't know what is yoga practice, what is a necessity to do practice, then you would lose heart. Yeah? So you need to keep company. And some of you online, I'm very happy, because no matter what, you're all the time there, at least once a week. Okay? So then you're keeping company. Even online, 1 hour a week is very little, really. And so much influences around. Yeah. But at least you are trying to do that because you remind yourself. But if you don't have that, if you are surrounded by all kinds of influences, then at that time you lose perspective. You lose heart, you lose perspective. So that's why I do this satsang online, because I cannot be every places, but now we have internet. Yeah. So you can have asana class online, you can have satsang online every day. So try to make use of it so you don't feel isolated. And the other thing also, when you have a teacher, then the teacher would see and know your weaknesses. Because it is said that you cannot see your own weakness. You cannot see your own neck. It's not possible. Yeah? Because if you ask yourself, then you always think that I am perfect. That's the nature of the ego. The nature of the ego is always I am perfect. Other people have problem, but me, I'm perfect. You see? So if you are in the company of the teacher, then it's like a mirror. It shows you your weakness. So there are mental obstacles. The mental obstacles are the tendencies in the mind. Because the path of yoga and meditation primarily is a path of purification of the tendencies or the habits of the mind. So you might be out of the tendency for some time after you practice, but then what happened? You fall back. Because the tendency is very deep. Most of our tendencies are very deep. That's why we are born. If the tendencies are not deep, we will not be taking body, flesh and bones to experience it. So they are very deep. So you have to, by many ways, you have to learn to know your tendency and we call your karmic tendency. I mean, the reason why you are born and what is the lesson that you need to learn. It's something difficult, but you have to try as much as possible to bring light. Otherwise, if your ego is there, then you say, this is me, and then you don't look at yourself, and you obliviate to your karmic tendency, then at that time it's difficult because you cannot really go to the bottom, to the root of the problem. So mental tendency, for example, the tendency to be angry. That means if you have the tendency to be desirous, or to be expecting things to be perfect outside. So you know that perfection is within. Perfection is in the truth about yourself and about the universe. But this universe is not perfect. What you see is not perfect because it's a relative plane. People are here, they're doing the best they can, but it's not, they are not perfect. And if you have the tendency to expect perfection from what you see outside, then you will suffer a lot and you will be angry a lot of times. Okay? So you have to understand this philosophically. And to learn adaptation. If things don't go this way, that way, it's okay. It's not important. Or try to reason out. Okay, later. Or acceptance. Many things you can do in your mind to deal with your own expectation and anger. Okay? So it is said anger comes from your expectation and your desire unfulfilled. So the best thing to do is to drop your expectation. So it's best if you come to live in an ashram, then easy for you to drop your expectation because nothing works the way you want. And all the time you have people that come and destroy your work. You just organize this like this, and the next day you come, everything is a mess. Somebody come and take things and then never put back. Yeah. So you go completely crazy. And then you reorganize again and somebody else come. So this is helping you to face your anger, right? 100 times, 1,000 times, million times, you get upset. And then eventually you have to accept. Yes or no? It's difficult to accept if you have the tendency to be very organized and things are disorganized. Yeah, it's very difficult to accept, is it not? Yeah, that's why you learn patience, perseverance, you learn detachment, and you learn also consistency. I mean, it's not like organization is not good. Organization is good, but you have to recognize your tendency to want things to be perfect. Because you look around, things are not perfect. You know, if it's me, I want all the grass to be cut nicely, have the same color. You don't have to cut again. Yeah, and the hedges and the flowers all perfect. You know, but things are never like that. Yeah, the grass will grow this way, and the plant will grow that way, and then you go and you trim this way, and another one will go that way, and so on. I learned quite a lot, yeah, to be to accept, to accept that things are not your way. And you try, you always have to try, to make things more logical, more clear, more organized, because it's save a lot of time. But at the same time, you have to learn to let go. Why? Because if not, you lose a lot of prana. So that prana and that mental disturbance are necessary for your peace, because you know the bottom of the line, you know that perfection and truth are not belonging to this relative world. That this world is relative. Yeah? If you say this is good, there's something that is better. If you say something bad, there's something that is worse. Yeah? So therefore, it's relative. Yeah? So in English language, they have a sentence. They say, don't fuss the small stuff. Huh? Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. That is correct. Everything is, if you see that big thing, it's actually your mind focusing on it and make it big. But really it's not big. You know. So you need to step back and see. It's just, you know, I've seen sometime in a group, we fight about some small thing. Very small. So we have to learn to be flexible and step back. Okay? So that's the first big mental obstacle. The second big mental obstacle is depression. So we all come from a past of depression. Everyone. Because nobody is born 100% all the time positive. It's not meant to be like that. It's meant to be that you have ignorance, you have darkness, you don't know, and you believe this body and mind to be you, and you interact using this body and mind with others, and things don't work out, and you don't understand the purpose of life, the meaning of life, and you don't understand yourself, and then you become depressed, because you live in the dark. So all of us come from that history of depression. But the history of depression can become a habit. And it become built in your personality. So if something don't go your way, either you're angry or you become depressed. You can say things like, why me? Why this happened to me again and again? Why I'm always surrounded by people that are disorganized? Why me? You can think like this. Or, why things don't, I cannot never be successful. Or, why this world is not perfect? Why people are not nice? Why, there is evil in this world? Why there is terrible thing that happen? So it's the day before we have a Morocco earthquake. They say 2,000 people die, big deal, and so on. And then just yesterday, another big thing that happened in Libya, flood or something, 20,000 people, and then something happened in Greece or something. I mean, all kinds of drama that happened, and they play a lot about this. They replay the 9/11 drama, and then thousands of people die, and terrible. So we are here, but you have a war going on, and we have a lot of people suffering from disease and so on. So you look at this, then you become depressed. Why the world is the way it is. Okay? So that's why it's very important that you cultivate your faith. Because when you have lack of faith, you believe in everything that you see to be the truth, everything that is shown on TV to be the truth, then at that time you can fall into that depression. So sometimes Swami Sivananda said that you can be depressed because of the weather. You can go days and days with no sun, or you can go days and days with rain, or you can go, whatever weather. But he said also astral entity. I mean, you might be influenced in the astral, in the thought world, by other forces, and it makes you depressed. Or astrologically, things move. The planet transit here, there, and then all of a sudden you want to do things. You were very good, and all of a sudden, whoops, you feel like in the darkness. You are not able to do things the way how you used to. So that can bring about also depression. But he say you can counteract depression by moving. You need to move, because depression is tamasic. it pulls you down. So you need to move. The first thing to move is move the body. Change location, go for a walk, go for a dance, or singing out loud, chant Om out loud, go in a forest somewhere quiet and shout Om. So counteract it. Don't allow the tendency of depression to settle in. Okay? And the other obstacles is, big obstacles on the path is doubt. Doubt means self-doubt, or doubt of the teacher, or doubt of the path. Okay? I mean, when you practice, you are seeking to know the truth. You're seeking to alleviate your suffering. And that's why you practice. But sometimes you have doubt. And why I have to sit still, close eyes, not enjoying my life? Why I have to follow discipline? Why I have to eat just only certain type of food? Or, not do certain things, not to lose prana. And then you have doubt. Okay? You don't have any idea why you practice anymore. So this is a big obstacle. Okay? So the best way how to deal with doubt, it is said, is to find company of those who have no doubt. Because then you are influenced, okay, in a positive manner. But the problem is when you have doubt, you find company of people that have more doubt than you. So you can hang out with them and complain and so on. So then it brings you down. Okay, so pay attention. Replace doubt with faith if you can. Yeah, if you cannot find people that have no doubt, and be under their influence, okay, then it automatically will lift you up, because that's the way how it works. Your faith will improve with time. Yeah, faith is needed on your journey because you don't have the proof yet, 100% direct experience yet. So therefore, you need to have faith. But it's not blind faith. Yeah? So faith is a form of knowledge. You know that the truth is there, but you don't have the direct experience yet. Yeah? So you need to hold on to faith in order for you to keep practicing, keep doing the right thing, in order for you one day to have the direct experience. Okay? So satsang is very important. So then it lifts you out of that doubtful mind. And it is said when you study books, even though they are good books and good teachings, yeah, but if you study a lot of different teachers and different books and different things, it will create more confusion and it create more doubt in your mind. Yeah, why? Because each teacher has different method. So that's why you need to follow one teacher, one system, one way. For example, Swami Sivananda teach called the synthesis of yoga. A little bit of meditation, a little bit of chanting, a little bit of studying, a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of selfless action, a little bit of study, a little bit of asana, a little bit of pranayama. That's Swami Sivananda teaching, you see. But if you compare to others, then you have doubt. Like others, they say, I meditate 3 hours a day. We say, I just meditate half an hour. And sometimes it cut short, just 20 minutes. And then morning, evening, I didn't have any success. You see? And then you go to other people and say, well, I chant 3 hours a day. You say, well, we chant only 15 minutes. Yeah. And you go to other people, they say, I do asana 5 hours a day. Huh? We do 4. So, what I'm saying is you don't see the whole teaching. You don't see how this influences. This practice will cover for this practice. This practice would, complement to this practice and the whole thing. You don't see the picture. So then your mind is impatient. Your mind is want to be distracted. And go here, go there, read this and read that, and compare and feel that you are inadequate or your practice is inadequate and there is somewhere better than where you are. See, so this is a tendency. So that's why it is said it's good for you to dig at one hole, a deep hole, then you will find water. But if you dig many places, many holes, then you look like intelligent, talking, comparing this, comparing that, talking very nice, but your own experience, you will not have the good, the convincing experience when you go deep in something. Okay? So, see, people talk about chakra and chakra opening, and you say, wow, they talk about chakra opening, and we are here just washing dishes. So it will create a doubt, yeah, that you are not progressing. But it will take you a long time to understand, all the wrong understanding. Okay, because you cannot really talk about chakra opening if you don't change your level of consciousness. If you don't change the way how you think about yourself and about the world, yeah. If you don't purify, if you are not becoming selfless, if your mind is not open, your heart is not open, there's no chakra opening. It's just only some feeling, this, that. It's like a more imagination than anything else. So that's why the teacher sometimes tell you don't do this, and you don't understand. So that's why you need to have a teacher to guide you, and you have to have some kind of faith, because if not, then you try to sneak in something, and then and then you have more doubt and less certainty. Okay? So other obstacle is memory or recalling past event. This is an obstacle. So sometimes you sit and then you can spend hours to think. Think about what? Are you capable to really think? No. You rehearse the past and you try to make a better past. You imagine all kinds of things. So it is said this is a detrimental habit. You have to let go of the past. The past is past. You have to accept the present. Be completely 100% in the present. Then the future will be positive. It's not what you imagine the future to be. Because if you imagine about the future is always based on your mind that is projecting the past into the future. And what happened is you miss the present. You miss the capacity of truly changing yourself in the present. So that's why the thinking of the past, the too much imagination is not good. Yeah? Overthinking is not good. Overthinking about the past, overthinking about the future is not good. Yeah? Try to be very free, yeah, in the present. Never look back. Mm. The Guru said, never look back. Whatever that you have renounced because it gave you pain, don't take it back. Sometimes he joke, he say, it's like you vomit out something and you take it back. You eat it back. Well, people do. People do. It's strange what they do. They forget the pain that this has caused. So then they take back. So whatever you have learned out of pain, learn it forever. That's what it is. Yeah, think more about it. Learn it forever. Don't go back and forth. Yeah, and keep. You remember your past mistake, just for you not to redo the mistake. Yeah, not for you to keep beating yourself up. Yeah, by thinking of the mistake you did. But if you completely, and the mind is very strange. It's Maya. The mind is Maya. The mind have the capacity to pick and choose and forget whatever it wants. So if you don't think of your mistake, you don't digest it, then it would, then you do that same mistake again. Because all the mistakes are all from karma. Yeah. So then it's deeper than what this life can explain. So then you would get entangled again. Okay. So try to disentangle yourself. Keep yourself in safe company. Don't repeat the same mistake, but don't live in the past nor the future. So another big obstacle is fear. Fear and worry, anxiety. Worry, anxiety come from fear. So fear is a big obstacle, as big as anger. Because fear comes from attachment. So if you are attached, whatever you are attached to, you'll be afraid. So just find out what you are attached to, what are your fear, then you figure out what you are attached to, and then you would have to use philosophical study and practices in order for you to try to be detached. Now detachment doesn't mean losing. Detachment means that seeing the better truth than that thing that you are attached to. Because when you are attached to something, you think it is you. This is very important for you. Okay? But when you detach, you found something else that is maybe truer, bigger, and you look from that perspective, then you can detach. Okay? And when you can detach, then you have less fear and less worry, less anxiety. Okay? So that's why you need to meditate every day. Do yoga, asana, and meditate in order for you to be changing perspective, to be detached. Because your mind, if it's not molded, then it fall back into the past habits. Greed. Greed is a problem. I mean, you want desire, one of material thing, and you want money, you want things, and it's never end. It's a desire, but it's a more and more and more and more. See? So it's a problem. You can do a lot of negative thing. Hatred. So as much as you are attached, you also have a lot of dislikes of things. So you are ending now. So the list is long. The last thing is before we end is lose of prana through sensual sexual pursuit. If you indulge in sensual sexual activities a lot, then you lose a lot of prana. Okay, so then it will go against your practice that want to find your immortal spirit and be detached from this condition to be in the body and the mind with a lot of instinctive desire. So the body and mind is already programmed with all this instinct. Yeah. And if you follow this and without any questioning and without any method in order for you to lift yourself out of it, then it can become an obstacle. Okay? Because you lose all the prana that you have. So very important to learn to conserve prana. You have to study more about prana so you know what it means to conserve prana. Okay? So that's about it, more or less. Swami Vishnu Devanji in this book, Meditation and Mantra, he say one sentence from Patanjali Maharishi. He say, the obstacles of realization are disease, mental torpor, I mean some tamasic kind of mind that cannot think, doubt, indifference when you don't care. You see, when you are on the path, you care. You become aware of things. But if you become, I don't care, then it's an obstacle. Laziness, craving for pleasure. This is what I just talked about. Delusion, I mean, not thinking properly, but think that you are knowing. Inability to practice, you cannot practice, and you cannot maintain concentration. I mean, you do something a little bit and you drop. Yeah, cannot maintain concentration, and restlessness of mind due to distractions. So the mind is not focused, it's very restless due to distractions. I want this, I want this, I want to see this, I want to see that, I want to experience this, I want to experience that. So this is the tendency that can be problematic. Okay, so you can see the list is long, but try to have an idea of it and keep focusing, keep simple life, keep the routine in daily life, keep the good satsanga company with the wise people, keep coming back to centers and ashrams in order for you to retune yourself. Yeah. And take period of time where you can do retreat and take courses. And I have a course that's upcoming. Is I do it online, so many people can join, and it's not difficult. It's only once a week, 2 hours once a week. For US, then it will be 6 o'clock p.m. on Friday, California time, and for Vietnam will be 8 a.m. on Saturday. Okay, so instead of sleeping until 10, you get up and you listen to me. Okay, 8 o'clock on Saturday. So the link is being sent now in the group, or you can contact and find out way how you sign up, and you can calculate from there. If China or Japan or any other country, you can calculate from these 2 times. Okay, and it goes on for 18 weeks. That means how many months? So about 3 months. Okay, and it's continuous. You have to commit to 4 months, 4.5 months until end of January, and it's a continuous, and you have to commit to that 18 weeks. Yeah, we don't want you to come for 3 times and bye bye, or just jump in the middle and jump out. So it's not possible, because it's a continuation, explanation of the different aspects of yoga life, in order for you to improve in your life, to do self-healing. I mean, train yourself to heal yourself. So it's called the self-healing sadhana for yoga sadhana for self-healing course. Okay, so you can look in the internet. It's there. You can look. You can write to the coordinator, and then it's there. And please do sign up. Don't think that I know already. Yeah, don't think that, please, because you there are many things that you do not know. Okay, say like that. We start next week. 22nd September US time and 23rd September Vietnam time. Yeah, if you already have taken, last time the first course was maybe 90, 100 people, you can retake, because it's not something that you can remember, So over and over and over again, you hear all the different aspects that are very positive and helpful to your life. Okay, once a week. So it's not difficult, but you have to be consistent, because I make myself. I'm very busy. And in the middle of the thing, I have to go to Asia, and then things change for me. Different schedule change, everything change. But I make the time, because I know how it's important that people follow a teaching consistently. Yeah. So I try to make myself consistent, and please do that as well. Okay. So thank you. Oh.